are we all today?
Good.
Good. Did everyone have a good weekend? Anything exciting? Did anyone watch the dogs? All right. Well, welcome. We are so excited to be with y'all this morning. I'm Camille. I'm Laura.
I'm Gavin. I'm Elena.
And today we're going to be talking about something all around us that we don't always think about, we don't always consider in depth, and that is our community. When you think of the word community, what comes to mind? Raise your hand if you have a piece of community that comes to mind. Yes.
Neighbors.
Neighbors. That's awesome. What else? Welcome to use our board up here for inspiration.
Yeah.
Cameron.
Library.
Sorry. Library.
And did you say people?
People who work like in the community,
Okay.
firefighters and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a great one. Our essential workers, right? Community workers, community helpers. What about our water supply? We have a drinking water treatment plant in our community. That gets us our water that you get every morning for your shower or your teeth. Other thoughts? Does anyone have any pets? Yeah? I'd say our pets are part of our community, right? Yeah. Maybe even our grocery stores. Need our food, or a farm, or a field, based on where you live. Awesome. All right, we're going to have you guys buddy up and decide what is the most important part of that community. Your community at home, your community at large. And we're going to have you draw or write what is important to you in that setting. We'll just have you pairs with who's next to you, and one side is blank, one side has a number on it. Please be sure to draw on the side without the number. Two. So once again, we're going to be drawing or writing. What's most important to you in your community? What do you value in your community? You can go all out. You can draw a little scene. You can draw whatever you would like. We're going to give you guys a few minutes amongst yourselves to brainstorm and enjoy. And side note, at ESP we'll have markers.
I was like, when I was moving there recently, I was just like, so in love again with that thing. Roller skating.
We're both. You guys can do diagrams, label things.
Are we just saying one or just like names?
You can pick what's most important.
Okay,
So, yeah.
Good. Good question.
Oh, yeah. I had to draw. Oh my goodness, I built my
Some of y'all
my
finish
dad
up,
last
excited
summer.
to see
I'm
what
not
y'all
sure if
wrote
I've
or
ever
drew.
shared this with you, but oh my goodness, my favorite thing. My mom sent me
Yeah. But we'll need.
and so I helped him build.
Okay, guys, so if any of y'all are already done, if you're still working, keep working. But if any of y'all are done and want to share with me what you wrote or drew, I would love to hear. Does anyone want to share? Yes.
We put essential workers.
That is a great one. Yeah, that's a big part of our community.
Any in particular that you, just like
like with COVID, it's kind of become like you appreciate them more.
That's awesome. Anyone else?
We need people, just like all the
That's great. Yeah, people. You can't have a community really without people. Anyone in particular you think of?
Well, like she's like firefighter, so we just tried to give them all different hats. So, like,
That is so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I like that.
That's so creative.
Is this a bow?
yeah.
The one with the bow, yeah, one with the
Nice.
hat, one with the
Good.
colored hat, yes.
That's cool.
Someone is a very good artist here. Anyone else? Yes.
We drew one of the little free libraries, the little stand that has free
Oh,
books
yeah.
and a nice hiking, like multi-use trail.
Oh,
With people
that is so
bicycling and running and walking and just having a nice day.
Wow, that is so cool. I love it. Parks are so accessible to everyone, and those books make books accessible. I love it. All right. We are making our
very impressive. I'm gonna show everybody this art.
That's good.
Very in-depth art.
We have a lot of artists.
Oh my God, I wish my makers would do it.
Anybody else? It's okay if y'all don't want to share. All right, if y'all don't want to, if anyone else want to share? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and collect what y'all drew. Thank you.
I see more people here, friends, family,
Awesome.
neighbors, strangers, classmates, right?
Thank you.
All important. What else we have out there?
All right.
All right. This one is a person entering a house, perhaps. Anyone like to elaborate on maybe neighbors? I see a person in a house, so neighbors. We got a lot of neighbors. I know it's nice to be able to hop next door and grab a cup of sugar or an egg if anyone needs it, so helping our community out. This one's a water fountain and some trees and people, so a lot of our community time spent together. What else do we have, Laura?
Doing the outdoors. Oh, this one says neighbors, and we see a lot of people on it.
Neighbors.
The people are really important to the communities we have. All right.
Got some more people. Oh, that still looks like they're at a drive-in movie theater. Has anyone ever seen a drive-in? Yes, it's a good community time together.
Oh, this one we have a lot of things on it. We have a heart, we have relationships, water conservation, essential workers, supporting local, helping those in need. Wow.
Yeah. So while we finish up piecing our heart together, I think that we have a little friend with us today.
We do.
We'd like to introduce you to someone special who are close and near and dear to us. And Laura is going to help explain why this piece of our big puzzle of Earth and our society maybe didn't quite make it up on the board. Sometimes, have you ever had a friend and when you were growing up, you felt a little bit either left out or bullied? Sometimes we aren't treated all the same, right? Sometimes we don't feel a part of our community for whatever reason. And that's not always valid. We all deserve to feel a part of it. And Laura here has got a special critter to help hammer that in.
So I have a friend here. Her name is Sarasota, and she is a Florida king snake. So I know a lot of people might feel nervous around snakes. I used to be really nervous around snakes, and I think that's because I didn't understand them, and I didn't understand the roles they play in our community. So Florida king snakes, they live in swamps, but actually, a lot of people don't know this, king snakes can actually prey on poisonous snakes. So that's why they can actually be really helpful for us in taking care of also rats, depending on the kind of king snake, so they can be helpful to farmers. But a lot of people misunderstand king snakes, and so they can hurt them, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. But these guys need us to let them be, because they are actually really, really essential parts of their community and our community too. So I want y'all to be able to see Sarasota up close and maybe look at her really cool patterns. She can blend into her environment super well because of her patterns. So I'm gonna bring her around, and if you don't wanna touch her today, that is okay. If you don't want me to come near you, you can put your hands under your bottom, or you can cross your arms in front of your chest. So I'm gonna bring her around, and if you would like to touch her, you can take 2 fingers, and you can touch her in the direction her scales go.
That's great. Good deal.
She is so, so sweet.
Has anyone ever seen a snake in their community? What color was it?
Black.
Black. A little different from Sarasota, right?
She's sweet. That's good.
Y'all are doing such a good job. Is there anything cool that any of y'all noticed about her?
Her scales are different on their head than on top.
Yes, that's an awesome
Good,
one.
good.
So yeah, snakes in general can be really misunderstood by people, but every snake has a role, even the poisonous ones, because the poisonous ones can be helpful to guys like Sarasota who need them for food. So we actually have another friend who's about to come out and teach us a little bit more about how they play a part in our community.
So, my friend here is an eastern box turtle, and she plays a completely different role than our snake over here, but she's still very important. So we're gonna grab her with a little hamburger method like this. And this is Sharon. She's an eastern box turtle. They can grow to be, they can be 80, what is it? They can,
It's
80
good,
years
Lena.
old. They can be 80 years old, that's right, okay. They can become 80 years old.
They can. That's right.
Another cool thing about her is that she's a box turtle, which means that she can use the little hinges on the bottom of her shell and just completely close up like a box. And you might have noticed that she doesn't have her front leg, and that's because of a little accident she got in. Someone was mowing their lawn and just wasn't paying attention, didn't see her in the grass, and just cut off her little leg. So it's very important that you look when you're about to mow, because they have a great benefit for the environment. They eat both plants and animals. They spread seeds through their waste, and they're also great in the food chain. So we're gonna,
So as Elena passes Sharon around, we're actually gonna make a pinky promise to Sharon, and we're gonna tell her that we're gonna know before we mow. So we're gonna check our yards for turtles, snakes, anything you could harm with a lawnmower that doesn't have a voice for themselves. So Elena's gonna bring Sharon around.
Okay.
And if you don't want to touch her, you can just sit on your hands.
There you go. There you go.
So oftentimes these can be found right in your backyard, as we just discussed. So that backyard community we don't really think about. I noticed not a lot of us right off the bat said turtles, snakes. We focus a lot on the people, right? And that certainly is a key part of all of our communities. But because we're so people-centric, sometimes intentionally or not, we can harm our natural community. And ultimately our natural community is at the center of our human communities, because we rely on the environment for everything we do. We pieced together your community pieces, as you saw, and teachable moment, we will improve this for ESP. But as you can see, we're missing something. Now that we've learned about our special friends, what might go in the center of our hearts here? Animals, yeah. Animals and respecting and understanding Sarasota and Sharon and people and animals like her. So I'm going to put love and understanding in the middle, and specifically of those pieces in our community that are often overlooked or not valued as deeply. And community is love and understanding. And Laura has a little takeaway for us.
So I'm going to give you all a heart, and I want you on this heart an ecosystem. So it could be about just about the outdoors, something you appreciate about what it does, what the outdoors does for us. It could be something about the critters we just met, our friends. It could be anything about the environment that you think of.
Once you have your ecosystem piece, your takeaway from today, whatever you learned, feel free to stick it in your pocket, stick it in your backpack, and take that home with you as a reminder that the big heart of our world, the big picture, has so many pieces to it, right? We see them, sometimes we don't see them. They are everywhere, and recognizing and understanding all of them, or at least doing our best to, and telling our friends about the less seen pieces, maybe Sharon's and Sarasota's, is critical to our long-term happiness in society. Thank you all for joining us today.
We had so much fun, and yeah, if anyone real quick wants to share something they wrote in your heart, I would love to hear. Does anyone want to share? Yeah, yes.
I wrote room to grow because we want to make sure that we're leaving space for everyone else, and there's a lot of humans that we can grow in doing that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes, that is
I like
so
that.
good. Well, either way, you can keep your heart as a reminder. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here today. We had so much fun.
And Ed and Steve.
Wonderful, wonderful work, team. Wonderful work. That's wonderful, wonderful. And 17 and a half minutes, just to let you all know, so you'll be fine at ESP. Wonderful. I'm going to stop the recording. Good stuff.